The next step in tying the parachute quill gordon is to attach the deer hair post wing. In order to do this, you need deer hair. This is called northern deer hair or winter deer, sometimes called coastal deer, but it's fine deer hair with very nice pointed tips. And you can find this in the stores. Sometimes it's called paradun fur, sometimes it's called coastal deer. Just ask them for paradun type hair, and this is the perfect hair or fur to use, the deer its hair to use for this fly. You also need a stacker. This is a nice little brass edging stacker, which I like very much. Nice and heavy. It's got two pieces, a base and a funnel, and a cork base for tapping. Now, picking out the right amount of deer hair to use for your fly is kind of trial and error, but for this fly, which is a size 12, I'm going to shoot for a piece of hair about the size of a paper match. So I'm going to go in with my scissors, separate it out, and clip it off. Then I'm going to transfer it to my left hand, and there's a fair amount of fuzz on this deer hair. By stroking it, you can get most of the fuzz off. Taking the fuzz off makes it stack better, and makes the finished pattern neater. Now the fuzz is off, I'm going to take it and put it into the stacker. It's got that nice trumpet mouth that just slides right in there, and I'm going to tap it on my desk here. Come in, come in. Okay, now you carefully separate the funnel from the base, making sure the hair doesn't slide out, and grasp it in your right hand. And loose pieces can come off at this point. And there, transfer it to your left hand and you're ready to tie it on. Now again, you're going to measure it against the hook shank, and I'm trying to get this to be just about the length of the hook shank. I'm going to advance my tying thread all the way up to the eye, and then I'm going to come back about 1/8 of an inch, make a nice base to tie onto that's a little less slippery than the hook itself. So now I'm ready to tie it in using the pinch technique. I could go ahead and cover the hook, and then up and back and down and up and back and down and up and back and down, and then get it nice and tight. And in this case, you want to go wind towards the back of the hook to make sure that that's nice and secure on there. Then take your scissors and cut it off on an angle like that. That'll allow you to bind it down and get a little bit of a taper. So now we'll bind it down, and we've got just a little taper so that we'll have a smooth body when we tie on our dubbing. Now the hook comes back up to the post. Pull the post back with your thumb and forefinger and take a bunch of wraps of thread right against the base of the post. This will serve to make it stand up straight. Now, the last thing we have to do is we have to make that post a little tighter and a little more vertical, and we'll do that by taking the thread and going to the base of the post and actually circling right around the base of the post and pulling those hairs together. Then we'll go up a little bit and then back down again, and now what we've done is created a nice tight base that holds that post in there nice and straight so it won't turn. And at this point, post is finished, you can take your dubbing needle and put a little drop of lacquer right in there to lock that in position. And there's your finished wing for your parachute quill gordon, nice and vertical. You've already got the tail in place, and that's looking good. So now we'll go on to the final stage, which is to dub the body and attach the hackle. For a material list and for information on other patterns, please visit my website, macflyfishing.com. And stay tuned to YouTube for the next chapter of how to tie a quill gordon parachute.